Hey folks, this is Lance Nelson from Gates Lodge. Today I thought I'd share with you a brown bug hackle stacker spinner in a size 14. This is a bug that we like to use basically from roughly mid-May to the end of May. And it mimics everything from March Brown's spinners, little mahogany, great mahogany spinners. So anyway, it's a super important bug to have in your box on the ensemble, during that time frame, and we'll jump into it. So started my thread, and I left a tag. Okay, so we're going to use that tag to split our mayfly tails, which we're going to set at approximately 1.5 times the hook shank length. So we're going to zip that in, secure it nice. Alright, I'm happy with how those look. And we're just going to secure those and wrap forward. We'll wrap to about the 1/3 portion on the hook shank here, maybe a little more. Then we'll just, splay those out a little bit, grab our thread, and bust those up through those two micro fivets or mayfly tails. Apply a little pressure, and 1, 2, 3 securing wraps to hold those in place. Clip off our excess materials, and we'll grab a little bit of microfine dry fly dubbing. Now this is going to aid in a little bit of the floatability of the fly underneath that biot, but what it's really important for is also giving us an appropriate taper to this mayfly spinner pattern. You don't want it to be too fat, but you do want it to have a bit of taper, so that silhouette sells everything we're trying to do. So once we've gotten that dubbed on there, we're just going to start to wrap back to our tail position. Now once we're there, we're going to grab a biot, and we're going to tie this in on the nearest to us with the ridges of the biot facing us. And that'll give us that beautiful segmented look. So 1, 2, 3, string wraps. I guess that's not important, but we'll wrap that forward. We'll grab our hackle pliers, and we will start to wrap this in away from us. Alright. You can kind of see I'm starting to get that, that segmentation. Once I get a little bit over the 1/3 point, I'm just going to pop that off and secure that, and then clip off my excess. Okay? Now if you've got a little bit sticking out there, that's okay. Not a big deal. We'll just cover that up. We'll wrap back a little bit to about that 1/3 point on the hook. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is take a piece of craft foam, which is cut into a small strip, probably half the hook tape, maybe a third. And we're just going to secure that to the top of the hook, like so. And we're just going to put a few other thread wraps over top this excess foam. You could clip that out with scissors too, but I think that'll work just fine. And we'll grab a hackle. Right here, what I'm tying with is going to be a Grizzly Dun whiting Euro hackle. It's a 14, so we're going to oversize it by 1. We're going to use a 12 hackle. I want that dark side facing me. I'm going to tie that in nearest to me. A couple securing wraps. And that's just going to help that feather orient when we go to spin this around. Next thing we'll do, grab a bit of microfine dry fly dub and just start to put a little dubbing noodle on the thread here. We're going to build a thorax up before we wrap this. Alright, so once we've got that, we're just going to cover up all that stuff and dub a thorax. Now, this is the toughest part of the fly, but with practice, it's actually quite easy. But yeah, it might take you a little bit of time, but it's worthwhile skill to have because these flies fish incredibly well. They land incredibly realistic. Just worthwhile. So I'm left-handed, so I'm going to grab the feather with my non-dominant hand, which is my right. All right. I'm going to grab the post with my dominant hand, and I'm going to begin to twirl that feather around the post, switching once I get to about the hook eye to my dominant hand. I'm going to now grab the post with my non-dominant hand. I'm going to collect again once I get it away from me. Alright, so we're just wrapping that up the post. So again, I start with the feather in my non-dominant hand with my dominant hand on the post. I bring it to about the eye of the hook. I switch to my dominant hand, and once I get 180 degrees from that point, I switch again. Okay? You're pretty much holding that feather with your middle and ring finger. Well, it kind of seems challenging, but it's quite easy once you get used to this. All right. Now, if you're kind of not sure where to stop the hackle wrapping, normally you can eye this. We can draw this down and kind of get an idea. I'm in a good spot right now. So what I'll do is I'll draw that foam post down and preen everything up. Okay. And hold on to that. Put 3 securing wraps down. Then I'll pull my foam up, my foam post, and I'll put a couple securing wraps in front of that too. Okay. So now everything is good and locked down. My hackle stem's locked down under that foam. And if you've got any errant fibers, just go ahead and trim them now. I'll make finishing this fly a little bit easier. But yeah, the next step here, we're just going to take our whip finish tool, preen everything up, preen everything back, and put a 5 turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of that. We're going to take our scissors, cut off our excess thread. We're going to lose that excess post, so we're just going to slide our scissors right down to the hook eye, clip that off. Kind of gives our fly a neat little head too, actually. Rotate that and clip our stem out. Now, as you can see, just kind of give those feathers a preen, make sure everything's sitting pretty. What that gives you here is a nice flat wing stent profile. This grizzly dyed dun gives us a really nice silhouette on the water too. But anyway, brown buck hackle stacker. Have fun tying it. If you got any questions, give us a call or stop in, and we'll maybe give you an in-person tutorial to kind of speed up your learning curve on this fly. It's a great pattern and worth having in your box. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.